What's going on, guys? Joe Vapes here. So this video is kind of serious, and it's the what's going on with the FDA, pretty much. I'm gonna give you some background about the regulations that the FDA has put on vaping. I'm going to give you some new information about what's going on in the government currently, and then I'm going to give you guys some information on an article I found about a study about vaping that I found on Vaping 360's website. So yeah, let's hop into it. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading off of paper. I know, but this is straight off the FDA's website, and it's the title of the article is "Vaporizers, E-cigarettes, and Other Electronic Nicotine Delivery Systems," or ENDS, as they put it. I highlighted a few points. Just that kind of I don't know, that I thought were ridiculous on their website. The first one is that more than 3 million middle and high school students are current users of e-cigarettes, and this was in 2015, and that was up from an estimated 2.46 million in 2014. Now, I, coming from a small town in Wisconsin, have seen some high schoolers use them. I was a high schooler that used a vape. A bunch of my friends were, but I'd never seen a middle schooler use a vape. Even to this day, I don't see middle schoolers walking around with their mods out just toking. It doesn't happen. So I don't know where they're getting their statistic from, but it's crock of bullshit. 16% of high school students and 5.3% of middle school students were current users of e-cigarettes in 2015. Now, the FDA is focusing on those groups, the high schoolers and middle schoolers, using e-cigarettes. Well, something had to lead them to using e-cigarettes, whether it's they smoked cigarettes, so they had to use them, or they started using them to quit, or they thought it was cool because that's what people make it out to be. Is this a super hip, cool, rad thing to do that just everybody should get involved in? And in my opinion, I took it on as a hobby, just like a lot of people do. But it's not something that you should just get into if you don't have a reason to. If you want to, I mean, I can't stop you, but do it within the legal means. Be 18 so you can buy the stuff and whatnot, but don't start doing it when you're underage. I started vaping when I was under 18 because I was smoking. So I talked to my mom, and she got me a vape. The next point on here is 2011-2015 e-cigarette use rose from 1.5% to 16% among high school students. Why are you focusing on high school students? Why aren't you focusing on the good vaping is doing? The fact that people over 18 have been quitting smoking, and people at age like 65, 70 who are just done with paying $7 a pack for cigarettes have transferred over to vaping and is making them healthier. And that's what the article by Vaping 360 is going to get to. At this point, the FDA now regulates the manufacture, import, and packaging, labeling, advertising, promotional, sale, and distribution of ENDS, or electronic nicotine delivery system. So they regulate this coming in. It's dumb. It's just stupid in my opinion. And I mean, let's see, that's all the information. I pulled off this bullshit on the FDA's website. I'm gonna burn that later. Let's get on to the next article. So this next article is about the new Cole Bishop vaping bill, and it's called, from when I printed this off, which was like 2 days ago, the FDA Deeming Authority Clarification Act 2017. It has now been given the name HR 1136. This is an act that we as vapors and people who support vaping and want to keep it alive and want to keep people healthy need to call our representatives, need to call our senators, need to call whoever we need to call to just support it and get this passed, get this through. On here it says vapors have a federal legislation to fight for again, and there's a good chance for it to succeed because the previous bill, which I didn't know was going through Congress, failed. Essentially, the FDA continued to have the regulations met and stuff like that. This is a chance for us to not have that anymore. I mean, not have it, but to lower, and we're getting support out of the White House too. Let's see. The bill has been introduced by Representative Tom Cole he's a Republican out of Oklahoma, and Stanford Bishop, who's a Democrat out of Georgia. They'll change the preset date of the FDA regulations to a date in 2017. So all the mods that came out in 2016 and really in 2017 so far, they're going to be changed. They'll be able to be put out. This is a point that I need to put out there. Changing the preset date will not prevent the FDA from having approval authority over products introduced after the new the preset date, or the predicate date. That's what it is. So after the predicate date is set, the FDA will still have regulations for all products after that date, which, I mean, at least we're getting the mods that are already on the market, but why do you need a regulation over a box? Like, this thing is... Regulations over mechs I can get, because if you don't know what you're doing on them, you're going to blow your face off. But on a regulated mod, I've heard of once where it blew up and the dumbass didn't have his batteries wrapped properly or whatever it was. I've never heard of a regulated mod blowing up. But the predecessor date allows all current products to remain on the market without applying for marketing approval. So this is going to save companies like Sigelli, like Smock, like you name them, any company, Kangertech, any company, Twisted Messes, Limitless, any company. It's going to save them a bunch of money and allow them to put out new products in the future. It eliminates the 2007 grandfathered in. So the 2007 date pretty much meant any mod you had made after 2007 was essentially illegal. Essentially. So this mod wouldn't be able to get it. It'd be taken off the market. Anybody who had one would have one because they can't take it away from you. But it's not legal to have if the predecessor date stays in 2007. The predecessor date forced any product that went to market after February 15th of 2007 to go through a difficult approval process, including filing a pre-market tobacco application that would cost several $1 million. So Sigelli, Smock, Kangertech, all those companies would have to pay several millions of dollars for each product they have. And Smock's got like 300 products. Now that's an exaggeration, but they have a lot of products that are good. They'd have to pay several $1 million for each of those products and put them under. They wouldn't be making enough money to pay those bills. Any juice company, I believe, would have to pay that money. And a lot of them don't make several millions of dollars based off each line of juice or each mod. I mean, they may in the long run, but to just hand out like $5 million is ridiculous. The bill orders the FDA to regulate batteries and imposes product standards, labeling rules, registration of retailers and manufacturers, which is understandable. Like they gotta regulate the labeling that goes on a mod, or like warning if used improperly because you're an idiot and may explode. That's not what's going to be on it, but yeah. And the final point to note is the immediate reaction was positive from vaping advocates. So people like you and me who love vaping. It was very positive. And I'm going to read this quote from Jim McDonald. He says on Twitter, "I spend most of my time studying the regulatory, legislative, and scientific challenges to vaping Advocating for our right to exist and talking with others who do the same. Consider me a source for information, and feel free to agree or disagree with anything I say. I love good coffee and sweet Michigan cherries. My childhood hero was Gordie Howe. So that's what he posted on Twitter. He looks into it. I haven't checked him out on Twitter. I'm going to here. But follow him on Twitter because he seems like he knows a decent amount. So that was the new vaping bill, the FDA Deeming Authority Clarification Act of 2017, otherwise known as HR 1136. Let's get into the next article. Alright, so the next article is a Cancer Research UK study. I found this on Vaping 360's website, and it's 2 pages, so it shouldn't take too long to go through. But it says, a new study shows that smokers who switch to vaping greatly reduce their exposure to cancer-causing toxins. Now, the study was taken in the UK because they are very non-biased with the FDA, so they just do the study. A study looked at current smokers, ex-smokers who have been current smokers and ex-smokers who have been vaping exclusively for at least 6 months. Now, it goes on to say, measuring the presence of volatile organic compounds like acrolein, the results were similar. Acrolein, which is believed to cause lung cancer, was reduced by 67% among the non-smoking group. 67% because they quit smoking. Only nicotine users who completely abandon cigarettes seem to benefit from vaping. So if you're doing both, granted, it's not a bad thing. At least you're trying to quit. But you gotta try and stop smoking completely. And I have to too. I have a cigarette here every once in a while. Professor Peter Hajek of Queen Mary University of London compared this research to the infamous Portland State University study. The PSU researchers overheated atomizers until they produced formaldehyde, and they claim that vapors may be inhaling dangerous toxins. If I sat here and continuously pressed my fire button and overheated this, it would produce formaldehyde. But do I? No. I hit it, inhale the vapor, exhale it, stop pressing the fire button, and set it down and let it cool. Unless I'm chain vaping, and then it'll get warm, but I have to drip it and put that liquid on to vaporize, to inhale. If the e-liquid is overheated, it can produce high level of aldehydes, says Hajek. In contrast to the results from frying e-liquid in a laboratory, the results from human vapors presented here show that switching from smoking to vaping not only generates no increase in aldehyde levels, but in fact leads to dramatic reduction. So vaping is not more harmful than cigarettes, it's less. And the last thing that I have highlighted on this article, again, if you want to see the articles, you can go to Vaping 360. I'll link them in the description below. Dr. Michael Siegel of Boston University put it more simply. The bottom line of the study is that there is now no scientific uncertainty. Vaping is much safer than smoking, Siegel told to the San Diego Union Tribune. So he said, a person in the United States, a doctor of Boston, or professor professor at Boston University, performed a study and showed that vaping is so much safer than smoking cigarettes. I've had several people tell me that it's not, and I don't believe them because of all the studies that have been proven that vaping is 10 times safer than smoking cigarettes. Shit, it's 1,000,000 times safer than smoking cigarettes. Nothing you're ever going to do in life is safe. And I'm pulling this directly off of Grim Green because he says this all the time, and it's one of the most true statements I've ever heard. Nothing you ever do in life is safe. I'm sitting in my sun porch right now. The ceiling could fall on me. I there's a window in front of me which is letting the light in, so I have good lighting. Something could happen where something flies through the window and hits me in the eye. I don't know. Something could happen, but nothing is 100% safe, and this is just safer than smoking. So, with that, guys, remember, vaping tastes better than cigarettes. Quit smoking today, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.